Welcome back. We're going in hot today. We completed the quartz crystal side of this. Now I think I should go ahead and put in the silica side. See if we have any options. Man, we really did get the limestone version of these, didn't we? Alright, so it looks like we're just going to do the basic assemblers. Let's go ahead and put together a quick little blueprint. Shouldn't be too weird. I want to put in a nice builder special Mark 4 or Mark 2. Okay. So we've got the... I guess well, let me rebuild this. Just so the angle is the same. This is the direction we'll be building from. So the quartz crystal... No, the quartz is on a line going this way, right? Just like that's on a line going that way. And then we're gonna peel a chunk of that off. Probably need a splitter for that. Yeah. Might as well put that right in the middle. I could probably put in... I wonder how many of these we can put in. Let's split again, I guess. Though I don't know if we need 2 of these in a row. Maybe we do. And then from there, we will produce... constructor... Almost like I planned it. And then these will all be set to silica. Now, we take in 22.5, but we output 37.5, so we need to be mindful of how much belt space we're using. And how are we going to get this all merged down to an output line? I'm guessing I would probably put it on 2 of these. At the very least. And then on this one, maybe just do the opposite of what I did on the way in. My toolbar isn't working. Okay, there we go. Had to escape out of it somehow. All of these together should be less than the speed on our current belt. I think we need to move this out. We need maximum space. We turn this like this. Maybe face it that way. Go here. Go here. Then go up and around. That way it's splitting into two. If I had room to fit an industrial storage container, I probably would. Oop, but I don't. It's off by just the tiniest amount. But I shouldn't need that because 22 and a half. 37.5 times 5. Yeah, as long as we're splitting it, if it's 6 of these, then if we split it evenly by 2, one belt will handle it all. So we'll just leave it. We need a place for power. $10 meters. Go 5 meters back. This actually looks like it's 4 meters. Let me rebuild that just to be sure. There we go. Is that really the way you want to work this? I want a copy of this just because it has all the settings already set up. So the key here is if we have 5 of these, times 6 times 22, so 5 times 6 times 22.5. Oh, that's not a lot. It's not enough to use all the quartz crystal that's going to be coming in. But if I look at the 37.5 times 5 times at least 6. It might be more than 6 now that I think about it. 1,100 silica per minute. Yeah, if we ever get in a situation where we need a bunch of silica, that's still a bunch of silica. And then, oh, how am I going to put a belt? I guess what I'll have to do, I'll put this in here temporarily. Is that enough to get us to connect? Or do I have to have it on this side as well? We'll see if that makes the auto connect work. That's a nice blueprint. We know we want at least 6. Let's check the cost of that before we get too far into it. Oh yeah, we're short on sheets. Way short since we are trying to auto connect. We'll have to see how many of these we actually want to put in place. More than 6, it seems like it's going to be the answer. The question is, will this line up every single one of these? think I'm going to give myself one more space. If not two. And of course we're running out of concrete. Well, the auto connect only connects if it's close enough. And my setup, for whatever reason, is not close enough. Let's sigh. That's not going to align with this. Do I want to pull? I think I do want to pull. All right, so we've got to change this whole setup. F? Huh. It would be kind of interesting to go vertical with that, but we're not doing that now. Put one in the center, and then we'll give ourselves room to 3-split that one. Of course, now I need to start worrying about, 22.5 times 5, that's 120 times 3, 360. Yeah, we're still fine. I guess if I really want to auto connect, I'd have to make these belts longer so they could reach each other. I might not have left myself enough connection points to connect these. Alright. We obviously need to get some power going in here. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're actually filling up on quartz pretty quick. They don't need my help. I wouldn't mind 3 more of those. We'll put the quartz in the recipe so they'll start fully charged. And I only have to hand jam them once. We'll extend the width of this to get this to auto connect. Not necessarily because it's absolutely required, but from a prove it works kind of scenario. Might actually be out of sheets. The problem is I don't need an absolute ton of sheets. Yeah, that's not enough of a boost to get all the way to the aluminum. Looks like more copper wires getting made. I think our backlog of copper powder should be enough. I guess we'll just steal what we can take out of the drone port. That way we don't grab like a full industrial storage container worth, which would be way too much. Oh, you know what? Let's also grab some concrete while we're here. I really like that idea of building local resources to help build out local builds. I have no idea what decoration I'm going to put on this quartz crystal processor. Are you telling me it's still not going to reach? Oh no, it's giving me the connecting symbol. It's not going to reach the first one. And then I guess we're going to extend the width of this building a bit. I could theoretically put this on a third belt if I really wanted to. We should at least get power for ourselves before we do anything else. Oh, so close. Could have been perfectly straight. Though I did forget we need to split this for the other side. So that's 5 times... I guess it's 5 times 3 times 2 times 22. $675 quartz crystal per minute. So that's only half of what it really should be. But I think it's fine. I don't think we need to go much further than that. And it'll grab the sign like we did. Oh, wait. This sign right here is perfect. Total air ball. This first one's going to fill up real fast. $37.5. So it's, well, I just put 37 on this. Times 5 machines, 3 times, twice. 1,100. So this should work itself out. It's just that some of these early machines are absolutely full on Silica. It'll work itself out until all the silica is absolutely full. Five by 5 orange facade. What is this? Oh. Just a straight orange wall. Neon Factory. Man, I've got a lot of interesting choices. So right now, it looks like that real deal breaker is going to end up being plates. Heavy plates or reinforced plates and iron plates. I should probably run and grab a selection of plates. Unfortunately, that's basically going to be a trip all the way home. I might be able to pick up some plates from here, but it doesn't stop me from needing to pick up the actual iron plates as well. Actually, I need more regular plates. The ratio's almost, well, it's a little over 2 to 1. I guess I'll stop off and take a boost from here. Ooh. You know what? The aluminum factory's got the best hyper cannon for this purpose. It's got a little bit of height. It's pointing in the right direction. Never did add a belt to it though. This is why I don't typically work on facades, because they turn into projects all in it to themselves. I guess now we need quartz crystal. I should probably bring over some extra quartz crystal. The logistics. This is going to look cool, though, when it's done. I have to say, I'm kind of pleased with that. Nice 10,000 quartz crystal. Ooh, right on the edge. See if we can get some steel beams going. Wait a minute. Why isn't that copying in? Weird. Either way, we got it. Where the heck did we put all those iron sheets? Oh, there they are. Not the iron sheiks, but the iron sheets. Uh-oh. I definitely didn't want two of those there. And I think that's the right height. Just one above. And maybe we'll do something special in there. Give it a hat and maybe a bunch of light. But at the very least, we now have quartz crystal and silica to make these constructions happen. Maybe one more and then we'll call it. Oof, 3,000. Maybe we won't do all of this. Not at 3,000 worth. Did we use all the quartz crystal we brought over here already? That seems unlikely. Well, most of it. I made the heavy modular frame the most delicate looking skyscraper I could. We just don't have enough steel beams. This one has all the stuff in it that we actually want to continue building. But we also need to grab a huge chunk of quartz crystal. And I should have put the jetpack on first. We could make one of these glow cyan at the top and the other one glow orange. Fix it orange at the top. Even with them both working, they're still outputting good chunks. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's gonna give us enough localized material to actually complete this build in a reasonable amount of time. Should I get this last one in place and then we'll call it since we're right at an hour? Should it cover that side like it covers that other side? Oh yeah, it should probably be in the bounding box of this. We got a lot of blueprints kind of in this little area here. That part looks right. I kind of like this look. Let's at least get the bottom, the base in for the whole thing, so when we come back to finish it, we'll just be able to connect it to blueprints with confidence that we've got it set up in the right place. Give ourselves like a few more. $50 iron plate short. You know, it might make sense to make a little iron plate solution over here. That doesn't look right. I think I need to retry this in its entirety. I can't, there's so many blueprints in this area, it's becoming difficult to see which bounding box we're connected to. That kind of looks right though. So here it looks like the full frame is on the outside. That actually looks a little bit more right. Our pillar is on the inside of both bounding boxes of the other pillars. I think that's the place for it. Yes, perfect. Okay, well, let's call it there. Let's sort that down. We'll take these quartz crystals and put them in here. Maybe delete this. Try to keep things somewhat clean. Either one of these could be our next build inventory. Okay, let's call it right there. We'll have this tower ready to be finished as, you know, in between other builds while we're thinking about what we want to do next. What we really want to do next is get the fused. Oh, that could be interesting. I could use the center as a way to get things over here. My only question is, should the fused... So I've got the fused and the nuclear pasta. I can put the fused here and then send them here to make nuclear pasta. Or I could send these around to here and get the nuclear pasta done in the center. It would be more centered. And then the copper powder we could send across. Of course, the copper powder, we've already got 3 lines of copper powder. That would make this a lot. I wouldn't want to go this way with it all. So we'd have to go partially this way with some of the copper powder. I don't know. It works either way. I think the simplest way is just go counterclockwise. Take nothing, add, then turn that into heavies. Then we'll add stuff here maybe we'll send some of the stuff backwards this way. And then, you know, the interesting thing about this one is that we're going to send in nitrogen canisters, and then we're going to have to send out the empties. A little bit of an exchange. We could make this level exclusively for that purpose and just go in that way and then keep coming out with the empties. And then these bottom 3 we could make. What's it take to make the fused? I know it's casings. That's the deal. That's the annoying part, is the casings. 75 casings per minute. One line is basically 10 machines. Maybe we'll put the... Well, see, if I import the... Blah. If I try to import the... Well, no, I just have to put its own turbo fuel import up there. So I could drone in the fuel, put 2 lines of casings. I'd have to pull in. I'd probably have to make another casing line on our aluminum factory. Of course, if I'm going to do all of that, then I might as well just also drone in the nitrogen gas. I'll have to think about it in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.